Hello everybody, I hope you are all doing well today. My name is Caleb. I am the founder of Taurify, which is a marketing agency. And today I'm gonna give you guys as much advice on this as possible. We're gonna talk about the difference between paid advertisements and content creation. So content creation, creating YouTube videos, Instagram, TikToks, stuff like that, or paid advertisements like Facebook ads, Google ads, things like that. And when you might want to use each, I'm going to go over the pros and cons of both of them and really talk about which one would fit your needs. It depends on the type of business you run and really kind of what time you have to allocate to this as well. I'm going to start off with content creation. The pros. Pretty much the most obvious pro is that it's free. There's pretty much no barrier to entry at all. Anybody can, grab their phone, film a couple TikToks, a couple videos. It doesn't take a whole lot of skill to learn how to do that. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. So it's a pretty low barrier to entry. I can take a TikTok, film an Instagram reel or YouTube short or something, and it's not super complex. Yes, it is challenging, but it's not like nobody can figure this out. The second pro of content creation is the fact that you can, at this point, pretty much do the same thing on multiple platforms. You can make one short form video, post that on Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. So you can do the same thing. You can film one video and post it on 4 different platforms. And each one of those platforms is gonna have a little bit of a different type of audience. And I even noticed from my own purposes, some types of videos will just do better on different platforms. Sometimes I'll post a video on TikTok. It'll only get like 150 or 200 views, and I'm like, oh, that didn't do too well. And then I'll post the exact same video on Instagram, and it'll get 30,000 views, or whatever the case may be. And you're going to reach different people on different platforms, and it's pretty easy to do that with content creation. The third pro of content creation, which both of these have this, but direct feedback and the trackability of it. In the world of advertising, sometimes it's hard to figure out if your advertisement worked or not. Let's say you put up a billboard on the side of the freeway, it's hard to figure out when somebody calls you, did they see you on a billboard? Did they see an advertisement online? How did somebody see that sign, and did that sign actually lead to you making more money? Or let's think of a TV commercial. It's harder to figure out if somebody in a TV commercial saw an advertisement for your pizza place and then they decided to go to your pizza place. You would have no way of knowing. So it's a lot easier to track that on social media. You can see, hey, this certain keyword, they searched me up, they saw this keyword got them, they watched my video for an average of 3 minutes or an average of 5 minutes. In other words, the analytics are just really good. The cons, though, of social media is that there's no real guarantee. Your content, because it's not getting pushed out there, you just kind of have to hope somebody finds your video. You have to make your video searchable. You have to make a good quality video that is engaging and that people want to view for a long period of time. And then your content will get promoted because YouTube or Facebook or whoever will notice it and they'll prop it up. They'll say, hey, people like this video, let's show it to more people. The next con is it can be pretty time intensive. As a content creator myself, I've spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours, probably more like thousands and thousands, filming, editing, even just the editing process can take a while. So, and granted, you're not gonna have to do that for everything, but it's definitely something to consider. It is a time-intensive endeavor. The third con, which can be the biggest depending on the type of business that you run, is that you're location restricted. So if I live in the Detroit area. If I run, let's say I have a local business in Detroit. Let's say that I am a painter, okay? And I make content about going out and painting houses, painting buildings, talk about painting, talk about different types of paint, and whatever. I'm a painter and this is my business and I make content. The chances of somebody viewing my content that is also in the small area that I serve, it's pretty low. Because your content is getting blasted to the whole world, it's going to be seen all across your country, all across many countries. I feel as if it is somewhat, at least a little bit, pointless to produce content if you are a local business I'm not saying that it's like 100% pointless, but I mean, it is a lot harder because you're showcasing it to everybody, but only like people that are, let's say, within 50 miles of your business will realistically potentially come out and purchase from you or get your service done. So you are restricted from a location. And that is going to tailor over into my pros for paid advertising. You have the freedom of any location you want. You can choose, let's target this side of town, which is a little bit more wealthy than the other side. You can target specific locations that you have had success in. Paid advertising is actually what my agency, Taurify, specializes in. We have a client right now who is actually a painter, and we have gone into this client and we've discussed them, hey, like, which areas do you like to service? And these are nicer areas. These are clients with more money who can afford to purchase his services. So you have that freedom, you have that ability to do that. Whereas with content creation, you don't have a choice of where your content is shown. It just kind of naturally goes to one place or another. The second would be visibility. The second pro for paid content or paid advertising. What I mean by visibility is that people will see your ads. That's what you're paying for. Whereas with content creation, you kind of don't know if people are going to see your content or not. With paid advertising, you know for a fact that people are going to see that. So that's good. I mean, you're guaranteed to have that visibility, which with content creation, you're not. Another pro is exact targeting. Like location, you can target people who are in the industry that you're serving, in the industry of your business. Let's say you were a car dealership and you sell cars. You can target people in your area that make over a certain amount of money, so they can afford to purchase a new car from you. You can target people who have interests in certain types of cars, interests in other cars, or maybe they have looked for cars in the past 90 days or something. Like you can target people based off of their interests or recent activity, which is very good. You also do have direct feedback on your advertisements, very similar to content creation. You can see, hey, this advertisement of this video I made is doing way better at converting sales than this other advertisement I made, which is a picture. Maybe I should try posting more videos as advertisements. You have direct feedback marketing, which is very good because then you can adjust accordingly. You can say, hey, it's costing me $10 per customer on this advertisement. This other advertisement is costing me $50 per customer. I should probably use that information and adjust accordingly. The cons of paid advertisement is obviously money. It costs money to buy the ad space and to spend the money on ads. That is something that you would have to look at in your own business if it is something you think you should be investing in or something you don't think you should be investing in. If you have a budget of $25, it's not going to get you too far in advertising. It really won't. So your best bet might be to go the free route of content creation, even though it will take a little bit more time. I believe it also depends on the business that you're in and the type of service or product that you have or provide. What I mean by that is, I'm an author. I wrote a book. Let's say I sell it for $20 and it costs me $10. So in other words, I have $10 of profit. It would not make sense for me to spend $15 per new customer to get my book. So paid advertising might not really make sense for me in that situation. Let's say you have an even smaller profit margin. Let's say you only make $2 per sale. I seriously would not recommend going the paid advertising route, just because you don't really have much money to spend per client or per new customer. Let's say that your service is more of a high ticket service. Let's say that you're a plumber and your average order is, or your average service price is $750. It would make sense for you to spend $100, even $200 or $300. It could make sense for you to spend a couple $100s to get a new customer in the door. So what I'm getting at is if you have a higher priced service or product, it might make sense for you to spend a little bit more to get them in the door. The other con of paid advertising, I will say it is kind of complex. It takes some testing, just like content creation, but there's a lot of charts, graphs, so you kind of have to be a little bit analytical in order to do it. So it can be complex a little bit behind the scenes. So in my personal opinion, I think that if you were going to go content creation versus paid advertising, if you're making that decision for your business on how you'd like to promote, I think this comes down to really what type of product or service do you provide. I think that if you are a global organization, it would make, let's say you're a global organization that has an average order of $50 per order. I would probably recommend going more on the content creation side. You could test paid advertisements, but I don't think it is absolutely necessary for you to run paid advertisements. I think both work, absolutely, but I would suggest a little heavier on the content creation side. I used to make a lot of content around cars, and I still make some, but a lot of people in the car industry, they'll make a bunch of content and then they'll sell their merchandise on their channel. And because you've created this audience, because you have this really big, following, it's very easy to sell your own brand to them. But to other people who are not part of that following, your brand doesn't mean nearly as much. So I think that building a brand is very important for people who are global. If you are a local service or product business that your ticket is, let's say your average order is $50 or more, I would probably recommend going the paid advertising route, mostly because you are location restricted. I hope this video helped to give you guys a little bit of insight and help you learn how to make a better decision for your business if you want to go content creation, paid advertisements, or both. There's no rule that you need to do one or the other, but usually it's easier to start with one and then take on the other later. If you would like, I could take a deeper look at your business. I offer an advertising review, so I can take a look at what you're currently doing, and I could offer you some suggestions, and we can create a strategy for you moving forward. That's something I offer for free, so if you want, there's a link below. You can schedule a appointment with me if you wanted to do that. I hope you all have a great and amazing day, and I will see you all in the next one.